Michael Morales Torres para Lucha Libre Online, la marca número 1 de Pro Wrestling y Combat Sports en el mundo. Mi co-host Isa Ramos, la Dimo Diva, llega acá nuevamente a Lucha Libre Online. Y nuestro invitado especial, el campeón con el reinado más largo en la historia de Impact Wrestling para el título mundial, señoras y señores. The Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, llega nuevamente a Lucha Libre Online con 257 días como campeón mundial de Impact. Josh, it's an absolute honor to have you as our guest. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very good. How are you? Today is a
good.
good day.
It's definitely a good day, and I believe, Roman, I forgot to present Roman. Roman is also here with us, the little dog that Isa's holding on her lap. And I believe Isa will have the first question, and I think it's regarding that title reign, to be specific.
Yeah, first of all, Josh, thank you so much for your time in such a special day. Longest reigning Impact World Champ of all time. And my first question's gotta be, how does it feel to go from the shortest reigning Impact World Champ of all time to the history-making reign that you're having now with your second championship? Like, it is so impressive that you're able to do this and top the names of Bobby Roode. You had AJ Styles, Sting is on that list. You have surpassed them all. So talk to me about that.
It's crazy. I mean, especially when you name all these names that, like me as a wrestling fan, before I ever thought about being a professional wrestler, these are the kind of people that inspired me to even chase this dream. And now to be like in the history books, surpassing their reigns as Impact champion, now to be the longest reigning champion, and as you listed, also the shortest reigning champion in company history. I feel completely redeemed, and today's a day that, I stop and I smell the roses a little bit, and I'd be proud of myself for everything I've done to get here, because it's taken a lot of hard work.
You should be proud of yourself, Josh. Like, your year has just been absolutely incredible, mind-blowing to say the least. You just won Male Wrestler of the Year, Moment of the Year, Match of the Year, and then you just start 2023 you're taking off already, becoming the longest reigning champ. So how does that feel?
I mean, for me, being a pro wrestler, like I think everybody knows that I'm a wrestler's wrestler, that I really love what goes on in that ring, bell to bell, and that's what I really take a lot of pride in. So to be named Wrestler of the Year again after winning it in 2021, and to win Match of the Year again after winning it in 2021, like, that's all I can ask for. And the cherry on top of all that is winning Moment of the Year. And Moment of the Year was, voted by the fans. It was the redemption story, me finally winning this Impact World Championship back from Moose after he took it away from me at Bound for Glory. And really, I think the moment was, sharing that with my son Jet and my wife Jade.
Josh, there's something really important, and I want to say this in Spanish if you allow me, that's going to be happening really, really soon, and that's 13 de enero. El 13 de enero viene el evento más importante del inicio de año para Impact Wrestling, y esto va a ser Hard to Kill, y ya está sold out. Ya usted no puede pagar un boleto para ver Hard to Kill el 13 de enero, pero puede hacerlo para el 14 de enero, for January 14. Tickets are available. Todavía están disponibles para esa fecha en Ticketmaster.com. Aquí abajo hacen clic y ya directamente los lleva el enlace para el 14. Pero pueden ver Hard to Kill. You can see Hard to Kill a través de Impact Plus o a través de Fight TV. También lo pueden ver a través del sistema de pay-per-view para poder echarle un ojo. Josh, January 13, Hard to Kill. That's a huge event. What can we expect from the Walking Weapon on January 13 in Atlanta, Georgia, with a sold-out crowd for a center stage, and the longest reigning Impact World Champion is going to be there? What can we expect from Josh Alexander?
I think you can expect to see a different side of Josh Alexander than anybody's ever seen, and really I've actually, seen out of myself. I am known as the wrestler's wrestler, the wrestling machine, or whatever, bell to bell, nobody can take me down. That's kind of what I've made my name doing. That is what the Walking Weapon is. That's what the Standard is. That's what the Iron Man is. But at Hard to Kill, Friday the 13th, as you said, sold out in Atlanta for that pay-per-view. It is myself and Bully Ray in a Full Metal Mayhem match, and that's the caveat there. That is his specialty. He has made his name using tables and ladders and chairs over the course of his career and found tremendous success doing so. And I take a lot of exception to that. He has pushed me to be more angry and clouded with emotions than I've probably ever been in my career. So I demanded Scott D'Amore make this a Full Metal Mayhem match, and that's where people are going to see something different out of me, a different side than ever before, because I'm going to have to do some things that I've never done before to hold on to this championship and continue this reign. And I intend on doing that. So if you want to see the fallout from Hard to Kill, whether I am champion or not, whether, you know, Bully Ray can even walk out and appear or not, you're right, January 14th, the tickets are still available for that one.
Now, on Hard to Kill, you will be on, as you mentioned, Full Metal Mayhem match. And we've seen you have a lot of different matches throughout this amazing reign. You know, we've seen you go against Eric Young, Moose, Frankie Kazarian, like that incredible match against Speedball. Do you have a preference? Because I know you're a wrestler's wrestler, but do you have a preference? Do you like hardcore? Do you like more technical? Because I know you can adjust to whatever challenge is thrown at you, but do you have a preference on which style you prefer to work with?
If I had my way, I would be, you know, straight up wrestling match every time. I have said it before. I think the Iron Man match is the most challenging match in all of pro wrestling, physically, mentally, emotionally grueling. But that is also coming from me, who's never experienced something like a Full Metal Mayhem match. So I'm going into uncharted territory for myself in this one. I certainly do prefer, you know, regular straight up wrestling matches, but, you know, every so often there's a circumstance that you need to raise the stakes. And I think Bully's pushed me to that limit where I'm going to show that different side of myself. And we're going to see how much I enjoy it and how much he enjoys it on January 13th.
And you mentioned Iron Man match, and you had one huge match, 60-minute match to be specific. You had it this year. You won match of the year against Speedball Mike Bailey. It was a 60-minute Mad Classic. It was described previously. You also won, obviously, Male Wrestler of the Year, but how special to you was to have the opportunity to perform on Impact Wrestling TV with Speedball Mike Bailey, a guy so talented as he is, for over a full hour, you as a champion in the face of the company? How do you feel that night?
I mean, physically, I didn't feel too good after all was said and done with that one. You know, I'm still feeling the effects of it right now, to be honest. But, you know, I just feel so blessed, because the reason why I re-signed with Impact Wrestling, like last February, when I came back to Impact here, that brief period where things were in flux, was because this is the land of opportunity, man. If I'm going to make my career, I need to do it wrestling matches, and I need opportunities to show what I can do. And there's no better opportunity than being able to get in the ring with one of the very best in the world, pound for pound, Mike Bailey, and, you know, putting on something special, something historic, something memorable, something that people are never going to forget. And we were able to do that. I don't think there's many opportunities for anybody in wrestling to get those opportunities on television these days. But Impact Wrestling, you know, we want to, you know, show everybody something different. And luckily, I'm here and I'm given those opportunities. They're giving me the ball and see if I can drop it. Knock on wood, haven't dropped it yet. So I'm just incredibly blessed for the opportunities.
I mean, you knocked it, yeah, out of the park. But Isa, you can go with the next question.
I want to go back to the moment of the year, because a lot of the fans and a lot of us just remember you celebrating with your family, specifically with your son, Jet, who always has the look. And it's just something that I just love seeing every time I see you in the ring. I want to ask you a question. If he wants to follow your footsteps and he goes back and watches this interview, what advice would you give him today?
I would give him the advice I give everybody that asks me this question. I'm asked this question countless times, you know, traveling throughout the independents and when I do seminars and stuff like that. And it's just, you know, you have to be persistent and you have to outwork everybody else around you. As much as, you know, I value our locker room and I look at it as a very like team oriented thing, us against the world. At the end of the day, wrestling is a singular pursuit. And I myself, when I broke my neck, I looked around and I saw other people that were working way harder than I was, even though I thought I was working hard. And I decided that, you know, if I ever saw that again, I was going to outwork everybody else. And that's what I've done. And that's why I think I'm in this position I'm in today, as longest reigning Impact World Champions. So it takes a great deal of persistence, but it takes a ton of hard work and drive.
And I don't think anybody has more hard work and drive and determination than yourself. I have asked a lot of Impact wrestlers, you know, their dream match, who they want to face. And a lot of them mention your name, pretty much every single one of them, if I'm being honest with you. You have been the face of the company for 257 days now, and that puts a big target on your back. And every day that goes back, that target gets bigger. So how do you handle that pressure? Does that keep you motivated and determined? Talk to me a little bit about that.
The pressure is immense. Like I've won championships before at other companies. I've held tag team championships, the X Division championship. This one's a completely different animal, not just because it's the world championship and it's the most coveted prize in our company, if not our sport, but also because of the stuff that comes with it. This being called the face of the company, having to do the media, having to be an ambassador for Impact Wrestling, which, you know, it's something that comes easy to me because I came up as such a fan of Impact Wrestling, you know, that I'm so well versed in the history of this company. But at the same time, there's a great deal of pressure there because I want to do right, not just for me, but for our locker room and for everybody else involved with Impact Wrestling, because I look at it like a family. So there is a great deal of pressure involved, but you know, I embrace the pressure. I like the pressure. I like challenging myself and getting into the moments where I'm uncomfortable and such stuff like that. And just that's what really motivates me to keep pushing hard and working hard. And, you know, especially holding that championship, you know, the great deal of pressure that comes with that is to just bring the very best I can every single time. I have to be over prepared at all times. So other than having a little OCD and being obsessed, you know, I embrace all the pressure.
Last but not least, obviously, I want to repeat this in Spanish as more as possible. 13 y 14 de enero en Atlanta, Georgia. Ahí va a estar el 13 Hard to Kill. Ya está sold out, pero puedes verlo a través de Impact Plus o a través de Fight TV. Créanme, vale la pena cada maldito segundo de su tiempo. Impact está poniendo el esfuerzo día tras día, noche tras noche. Todos los jueves a las 8 de la noche están disponibles en Access TV y también están disponibles en YouTube con su suscripción de Impact Insiders. 13 y 14, como les digo, Hard to Kill y las grabaciones al otro día de los sets de tapings. Josh Alexander contra Bully Ray. El campeonato va a estar en juego y usted no puede perderse eso por nada del mundo. Así que échenle un ojo a Hard to Kill. También la mercancía está disponible en shopimpact.com y también la memorabilia en ebay.com/Impact Wrestling para memorabilia y artículos firmados. Josh, it's been an absolute honor to have you here as our guest. Thank you very much for being back here at Lucha Libre Online. Last but not least, and I need to close up with this question, is Josh Alexander the face of Canadian Pro Wrestling today?
That's a big statement to be made by myself. I think I need to leave that up to everybody else because there's a lot of great Canadians out there in wrestling today, from the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn's, Chris Jericho's, Kenny Omega's, and all these other names, even the Mike Baileys. But I'll leave that up to you and everybody else to, you know, put me in consideration for.
Hopefully, Scott D'Amore can give you that award, Best Canadian Wrestler in the world. Scott, the award is there. You have a great Canadian in your roster. Give him the goddamn award. Anyways, Josh, it's been an absolute honor. Isa Ramos, Josh Alexander, Walking Weapon, Michael Morales Torres para Lucha Libre Online, la marca número 1 de Pro Wrestling y Combat Sports en el mundo. Será hasta la próxima.